Hello Sagittarius, my name is Ewan and welcome to Eye of Gnosis Tarot. Today we are looking at Sagittarius Sun, Moon and Rising placements. So if you have any of those in your birth chart, this reading may resonate for you. And of course, if the reading does not resonate for you, please do go look at what else you have in those placements. So for example, you may have a Sun in Sagittarius, but you may be an Aries rising. So therefore you would go and maybe look at the Aries reading I've done and see if that resonates for you instead. Now, something I have been doing a little bit different is looking at the ruling planets of each sign and also applying that. So if you have Jupiter in Sagittarius, then perhaps this reading is also for you, as Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Alternatively, if you have Sagittarius in the first house, yep, that's the rising sign. But if you have Jupiter in your ninth house being Sagittarius house, this reading may also resonate with you. Now these are timeless readings and they are general, using the Thoth deck as ever, which is deeply embedded with symbolism and mystical knowledge. So if you are interested in learning more about the Thoth deck and the images you see here today, I have done a series. I am currently doing a series, should I say, going through each of the cards, teaching you the general meaning in tarot, as well as the specific symbolism used in these beautiful works of art made by a lady called Lady Harris in the 1940s. So, like I say, these are timeless readings, so whenever you pick up this video, hopefully it will resonate with what's going on for you. The time of the reading specifically is during the season of Cancer of 2025, so perhaps maybe look back at that season and see if any of the astrological placements I mentioned during this video have had an impact since the time it was recorded. So Sagittarius, we're just going to stop for a moment and enter a space where we're forgetting about the troubles we have at the moment, forgetting any stressors, forgetting any worries, or at least just leaving them on the side for now. We're going to enter this sacred space of silence. We just come into the now. Okay. We're going to begin your reading now, Sagittarius, doing the Celtic Cross spread, which I have done a tutorial video for if you want to know the specifics, but I will be outlining it in this video. I'm going to start with the current query at hand, and I'm just going to put the deck there for transparency. Oh, those cards are already wanting to come out. There we are. And we will be pulling a card from the bottom of the deck, Sagittarius, known as the Shadow card. And the Shadow card will be a warning or something to look out for with regards to this reading, but that will be coming at the end. So the query, central issue at hand, Sagittarius. We have the wonderful Prince of Wands, who is also known as the King of Wands in other tarot decks. So he is the heir of fire. And as you look there, he is an explosion. So what happens when you put a huge amount of oxidized air, oxygenized air to fire, bang. Heavily associated with the your cousin Leo, Sagittarius, your fellow fire sign. So already you may see something in the Leo video, which resonates with this. But this is very apt at the moment, Sagittarius. At the time of this recording, we are approaching Leo season. It's Cancer season, but it's quickly coming around already to Leo season. Indeed, this may even apply to something that's happening in Leo season. So before we carry on with describing what's going on at the moment, we're just going to do the challenge. So just essentially there is a burst of energy here, Sagittarius. Something at the moment, burst of energy, but something that is holding it back. The obstacles, Death. Transformation. Okay, so it's a major arcana, Scorpio's card. And this is very rarely literal death. Death is just a transformative process. Literal death being the most transformative process as we enter a new incarnation. But the death card tends to be transformations in your life, Sagittarius. So there is a big transformation which either has to happen or is happening, that is in the way, funnily enough, of you throwing yourself out into the world with a bang, being this kind of heroic figure, Sagittarius, which I think you relate to, and why Sagittarius tends to get on with Leo. And I think at the moment, just looking at these two cards, I can tell that the transformative process you're going through is difficult. It's alchemy, perhaps. Letting go is quite hard for you at the moment, Sagittarius, of the things in the past. Or you've got things from the past holding you back. Before we confirm any of that, we need to do the rest of the spread. We've only done 2 cards. So I'm going to do what's in your conscious at the moment, Sagittarius. What's on your mind at the moment relating to this? Another major arcana, the Hierophant. Taurus's card in the major arcana. And this is about intuitive wisdom, bringing together knowledge of the divine and knowledge of the material. So perhaps this is very much the transformative process for you, Sagittarius, is becoming the sage. Very much your archetype as well, Sagittarius. Bringing things together as you do in your own card, Temperance, also known as Art in this deck. And I think you are perhaps one of these spiritual people, or whatever spirituality means to you, could be secular in context too, whatever you're passionate about. You prefer to do it quickly. You prefer the Kundalini awakening, so to speak, the energy running from the base of your spine to the crown chakra. You prefer it to be a quick, hard hit, very much in the vein of the Hindu deity Shiva, perhaps. But it looks like this transformation might be slow. And perhaps, we don't know yet, but perhaps, and it may come down here in the advice card, right at the bottom here when we get around to the second column. It may be that you have to learn to be patient with this transformation, that it has to be slow. Perhaps you've even had a quick one in the past and you want that again. You want access to that innate intuition, that enlightenment state. But I think maybe what the universe is teaching you at the moment is that it's going to take time. A slow death of the old self. But what's driving this at the moment, Sagittarius? New physical beginnings. Okay. So perhaps, Sagittarius, you feel that there are new things that you want in life. A new house, a new job. It could just be money. But I think it probably something a bit more spiritually fulfilling. So perhaps it is a family or a house. Somewhere you can call home. New physical beginnings. It might even be something very humanitarian, like a charity. Or starting a new group. And I think you want to be the leader of this group, Sagittarius, yeah? Or the leader of this endeavour. Whatever this endeavour is, the Ace of Pentacles, it's a new physical beginning. And you want to be the lead of it, making the decisions about it, and being wise about it, being the one that people turn to when you make this new beginning. You want to be the bee's knees, so to speak. So perhaps if it's a job, you want to be the best at this new job. So what's been affecting this in the near past, Sagittarius? And of course, near past is time context. So whatever you're already thinking about the context of the timing of this reading, this past could be a year, it could be a minute. That's up to you to decide. We have one of your cards, Sagittarius. The 9 of Wands, nearly said 8. 9 of Wands, Moon in Sagittarius. So perhaps you set intentions down in the last Sagittarius moon, maybe. Were you looking forward to the upcoming Sagittarius moon? Either way, the card represents strength in the sense of being able to be flexible, and that is the true strength. I always use the analogy of a willow when it comes to this card, and that the willow is strong because it knows when to bend, and thus it does not break. And I think perhaps you have been through a lot of transformation already, Sagittarius, and you've learnt to bend and sway in the wind, go with the changes, and perhaps you're frustrated that it's not happening quickly enough, and you just want it to be over, but it looks like there's more transformation to come, Sagittarius. But you have this strength, and you have this desire for a new beginning, and it's manifesting in your mind as this need for intuition and wisdom, this source of intuition and wisdom that you believe that you are, Sagittarius. So let's have a look at the near future next, which again will be time context. And we have another major arcana. So we're getting a lot of major arcana here already, Sagittarius. You might say 3, it's not a lot. It is, considering there are a lot of cards in this deck. And the moon is about illusions, and it can be well dignified or ill dignified. So there's something perhaps you're not quite seeing about the future, or there's a new thing coming, because we do see that sun at the bottom. Maybe you think that this job, this house, is it. This will be the thing that means that you can be a Prince of Wands. But I think perhaps you might even know yourself, even intuitively, again, this Hierophant, that it might not be. It might be good for you. It's not saying it's bad. It's not saying this illusion is completely false. I think the Shadow card will confirm or deny that. But rather, there's this intuitive feeling, perhaps, that even when you get what you want, it won't be enough. And perhaps this is why we have this slow transformation. So you almost don't get addicted to spirituality, Sagittarius, which I think you and, of course, the card who this card belongs to, Pisces, both of you being ruled by Jupiter, have this danger, perhaps, of falling into the trap of becoming spiritual egomaniacs, or egotism, spiritual egotism. Like you are the chosen one, for example, as opposed to a chosen one. And really, it's still, even when it comes to things like chosen ones, it's you that chooses to be yourself. That's what makes someone a chosen one. And we've got this dual influence of the moon here. It could be a period of reflection and introspection in the future, Sagittarius, about this. Perhaps the slow transformation we're seeing there with the Death card. The slow transformation may give you time to reflect on what you actually want, Sagittarius. So that completes the first cross. We're now going to look at the second cross, or the column on the right hand side of the Celtic cross spread, and that begins with the position which is the self-image, which is simultaneously the advice card, and if you don't see it as a self-image, then it will be advice. And this, Sagittarius, is another one of your cards, Saturn in Sagittarius, the 10 of Wands, oppression. So why is it oppression? So the 10 of Wands is oppression because, as you probably know, Sagittarius, you don't like being told what to do. You don't like being confined in spaces. You don't like being confined to jobs, careers, things confined within a relationship that doesn't have freedom. And Saturn is all about these responsibilities. It's all about commitments. It's all about work. It's all about career and challenges. And as an optimist, Sagittarius, that all those things can be very difficult, depending on how dignified of the Sagittarius you feel that you are, or how mature you feel you are. But yes, the immature Sagittarius reels against the energy of Saturn, hence oppression. So this could be how you feel at the moment, Sagittarius. You feel perhaps this is a job, and you feel that this is a new job you want, and this is the old job perhaps, and you feel like you just can't get anywhere in life, or if it's spirituality, maybe you've followed one form of religion or one form of spiritual practice and it's just not working, and you want to get out of it. It could be even in a cult, and that can apply to the moon card here. Alternatively, it could be that you're oppressing yourself, Sagittarius, with this addiction to the fast, the quick, the impatientness of it. Saturn teaches us to slow down, take heed of the situation at hand and work with it, not around it. Now you understand this with your moon, Sagittarius, there, and you understand that to be strong is being able to go with the flow. But again, it's working with it, not just around it. Okay, so let's look at your environment at the moment, Sagittarius, and see if it is. I think this will confirm what you're feeling oppressed by, I think, at the moment. Okay, so the Prince of Discs. So that's the air of Earth. It's a very nurturing energy, but confident. It tends to be associated with engineering, applying the mind to matter. And it may be, for example, if we use the job analogy, it could be that you're applying for lots of jobs. Maybe there's a lot of jobs out there. There's a lot of people watching you. If it's spiritual practice, that you're wanting to start a new spiritual practice to get through this transformation, or you want to get out of this cult. It could be looking at your options, looking at the physical groups around you, looking at the opportunities, really, the physical opportunities around you, and applying your mind to it, applying mind to matter, almost engineering your life. And it looks like those opportunities are out there. It's not like there is no work. It's not like there is no spiritual practice that will suit you. It's not like there is no home that you can afford. There'll be something out there for you, Sagittarius. You've just got to use your mind in the correct way, and that being with discernment and patience. And we're using discernment and patience. I believe, at least looking at the spread at the moment, you will find what you're looking for. Okay, so what are the hopes here? What are the hopes? Okay, we've got the Three of Wands, so perhaps this is a spiritual thing for you, Sagittarius, even if it manifests physically. You know, say it is a house or a job, but there's definitely a spiritual element to it. This is the Sun in Aries. Virtue, applying energy in the most balanced and coordinated way, going with the flow again. This is why it's virtuous. It's applying the will to where it matters. So it's not just mind to matter. We have the will applying to where it matters, where our source of consciousness feels in harmony with itself. And of course, I think we could have this in the hope position for any reading, really, Sagittarius, but I think for you as well, it's very apt and poignant. Again, all fire signs tend to get on with one another, and Aries and Sagittarius really do in terms of getting things done. Yeah. You're not just philosophizing all day. Aries gives you that little bit of a boost to actually get things done. Okay, we can look at the fears to contrast this. We've got the universe. So with the universe in the fears position, I'm sensing maybe a bit of imposter syndrome, Sagittarius. And a lack of confidence, maybe, regarding what this thing you want. So you might want the new job, but you don't think you deserve it. You think that you're scared perhaps of a new beginning, even though it's what you actually want unconsciously. With the universe in the fear position, there's a fear that it might not be what you wanted. It might not be good enough. A fear that you may have put or will put all your eggs into one basket and lose them all, which is a genuine fear. You might be in a secure family, you might be in a secure home, you might be in a secure job, you might be in a secure cult. Don't know how secure that is, but you might feel at least some familiarity with it. And you know that moving on, on this chariot is going of the Prince of Discs and also the chariot of the Prince of Wands. I mean, I almost sort of feel like the Prince of Discs, being the environment, is giving the chariot for you. It's like the opportunities are there, ride them, Sagittarius. But you do feel afraid of the changes. That's a very human thing. We don't like change, despite change being the only constant that will ever be. And that's a survival mindset. And I suppose it's about getting out of that survival mindset, Sagittarius. And knowing that with wisdom and that macro perspective that you have, Sagittarius, you're able to discern that actually true survival is happiness. And happiness, not just in the small h sense, but in the content, capital H. True love of life is real survival. Because there's no point living and having a mind that wants to die. Yeah? You want a mind that wants to live. Okay. And the final outcome, Sagittarius. Ooh, 8 of Swords. I'm just going to zoom this camera out a bit. There we are. So the 8 of Swords is called interference. Jupiter in Gemini, which is quite interesting because Jupiter has literally just come out of Gemini as I'm doing this reading. It's gone into its exalted sign, Cancer. Why is Jupiter in Gemini interference? So it's an expansion of overthinking, essentially. Things getting in the way, whether it's you, your own thoughts, or the thoughts of others. And it may be, Sagittarius, that you are overthinking this. And I think that 3 of Wands, is what you need to just do it. Again, that Prince of Discs, putting mind to matter. You may feel like there's a lot of things getting in the way at the moment. Perhaps you're getting declined job applications. Perhaps you haven't got enough money to buy a house. Perhaps there's people still trying to keep you within whatever spiritual or religious practice that you feel you've run its course of. Again, it could be even your own imposter syndrome or the fear of moving on, Sagittarius, which is this interference. I think you may be finding it very difficult to be mindful at the moment. And again, this might be this moon in the future, which could be either hopeless optimism or even hopeless despair. Either way, whatever way you're feeling towards this, Sagittarius. And I think you are the one getting in your own way. The opportunities are there. Okay. You feel oppressed because I think you're oppressing yourself. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a 10 of Swords, the Shadow card, or a 9 of Swords. Really confirming that. You may have your aspirations too high. Perhaps we need to be honest about what we want and work calmly and wisely towards it. You have the strength to do it. We just need to get through this transformation. Don't fear new beginnings, Sagittarius. I think that's the big thing from this. So far, I'm going to pull a shadow card. I believe you're oppressing yourself. Your energy is being oppressed by your mind. A lack of confidence. But you've shown, again, this great strength. And let's perhaps use a little discernment as to whether we want to be a Prince of Wands or perhaps Prince of Discs, or applying the fruits of the Prince of Discs, because he is actually surrounded by fruit and vegetables in that card. Again, applying mind to matter. Using them to fuel the Prince of Wands, if that is what you really want, is rushing forwards into whatever this new future is. I do think being a bit reflective may also be a good thing, Sagittarius. And just a last note, something I've just seen as a pattern. The reason why I think you might be getting your hopes a bit too high in terms of, or at least your expectations too high, either of yourself or this possible new beginning, is this diagonal here we have with the Hierophant, the Moon, and the Oppression. Perhaps you're not quite seeing, so the illusionary aspect that you are the one causing your own oppression, Sagittarius. I mean, is this even a new beginning that needs to happen? I think only you can answer that, Sagittarius. Is the thing oppressing you or you oppressing you? Because the environment looks very supportive to me. And it's not saying don't go ahead with this new beginning, it's saying use discernment. And if you're going to go with this new beginning, this new physical beginning, do it without this imposter syndrome and do it with virtue. The virtue being true to yourself. Okay, so I think we're going to go to the shadow card. I think it's either 9 or 10 of swords, particularly 9 of swords actually. And I think in major arcana, ooh, I think could be quite a difficult one actually in major arcana. I think tower, maybe tower. The reason I say tower is that don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. We need discernment. Okay. 2 discs, don't fear change. Don't fear the change. What did I say earlier? Surprised I didn't predict that. Change is coming by the looks of it then. You making this change, don't get in your own way, Sagittarius. As simple as that. Change is the only constant there will ever be. Be very blunt here. I think I need to be. I think I'm a Sagittarius rising. I've got Sagittarius Mercury and Venus as well. And a Sagittarius North Node. I think we have habits of over philosophizing things and forgetting the philosophy it was based upon to begin with. Yeah. You know change needs to happen, just do it. And do it with discernment. And use the support around you. Be true to yourself. And call upon the strength from the past. You can do it. Okay. That has been quite shortish. Just a little bit shorter than previous readings because I think the message is very clear here, Sagittarius. Get out of your own way. Changes are coming. Use your virtue. Use your passion. Use your discernment and physical resources and opportunities, that's the word, around you. And you can make this new physical beginning a reality. And you can perhaps do it with a bang. But I wouldn't be scared of doing it slowly either. Either way, go for it. See through the illusions you seem to be creating in your own future, which are oppressing you. Okay. Right, that's been your reading, Sagittarius. Sorry for the very blunt ending there, but I really don't see any more I could add. Unless we just wanted to pull maybe one more card. This would be a confirmation card, so it would go with the interference here at the top. Yep, discernment, there you go. I don't need to say any more. Queen of Swords, she's the embodiment of discernment. So she is going to be picking through these swords, selecting the one that matters. The Ace of Swords, which is applying your mind directly to what you need. There has been your reading, Sagittarius. I hope that has been useful. If you found it useful or entertaining, or you just simply like what you saw today, please do hit that like button below. And if you really like what you saw today, would like to see more readings, as well as the tutorial videos I do on each of the Thoth Tarot cards, and the spreads I do as tutorials as well, the different tarot spreads, please do hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. So thank you again, Sagittarius, and I hope you are well wherever you are in the world, and may peace be with you all. Goodbye.